Send an email to Sam Altman asking him if he's had a chance to review the research report yet. That's pretty cool. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create an AI email agent using no code. So with this agent, you're going to be able to instruct it through Telegram. You're going to be able to use natural language, and it's going to search through your contacts. It's going to send emails on your behalf. It will even be able to find and send Google Doc attachments. Not only that, it's truly no code and beginner friendly. I've been watching some of these n8n videos, which claim to be no code, but are super complex. We're going to be using a platform called Lindy, which is no code and beginner friendly. So what you're going to need to get started, if you want to follow along with my video, again, I'm going to be using Lindy AI, which is an AI agent building platform, much easier to use than n8n. I'm going to be using HubSpot as my CRM because we're going to be fetching information from my contacts database. And I'm going to be using Telegram to chat with my agent. Finally, I'm going to be using Gmail and Google Docs in order for my agent to use Gmail and fetch my Google documents. And here's what you don't need when I see these overcomplicated builds in n8n. We're not going to need Pinecone. You don't need Google Cloud credentials. We don't need a data loader. We don't need a text splitter. Any of these complicated steps that you see in these n8n videos, Lindy makes it really easy. And here's just a high-level overview of the workflow. Okay, it's going to start with a Telegram message. So I'm going to chat with my agent in natural language in Telegram. That Telegram message is going to go to my agent in Lindy, and we're going to equip our agent with 4 tools. Number 1 is HubSpot, so it can search through our contact database. Number 2 is Gmail, so it can send emails on our behalf. Number 3 is Google Docs, because in the example I'm going to show you, we can also instruct it to send documents. And then number 4 is Telegram on the back end, so it can message us back in Telegram. And here's what that flow looks like in Lindy. So again, just to give you a preview before I show you how to build this step by step, it's very simple. So we're using a Telegram message. Again, that's going to be the trigger that starts everything off. Then we're going to be using an AI agent node here. So the message is going to go to our agent, and we've equipped our agent, as I mentioned, with HubSpot, Gmail, Google Docs, and Telegram. So we're going to set all of this up. Okay, so we're going to be using Lindy, as I mentioned. And when you're in your Lindy dashboard, we're just going to select New Lindy, and then we're going to do a start from scratch. So we're working from a blank canvas. Now, the first thing that I want to do here, and it's prompting me here, is to select my trigger. How does this automation begin? Okay, so I'm going to click that, and there's many different triggers. Chat with Lindy is a very popular one. But for this video, I'm going to be using Telegram. So I'm going to select Telegram, and then I need to select the message received option over here. And now we can see the Telegram message received in the right-hand sidebar. It's just warning me over here that if I don't set a filter, this trigger can get expensive, meaning that if every single Telegram message in this thread is used to run an automation, you're going to burn through a lot of credits. So it's just giving you a warning that you can set up a filter. But for this video, I'm not going to do that. Now, the first time that you integrate Lindy and Telegram together, fair warning, there is a bit of a setup process. This is more because of Telegram, however. But Lindy does have these step-by-step instructions, so you can Google this Telegram integration guide with Lindy, and it's going to walk you through how to set this up. So you need to connect your Telegram account, and then you need to configure the trigger by using the bot father in Telegram, and then it's going to give you this token, which is then going to create a bot chat that you can interface with in Telegram to talk to your Lindy account. Again, the first time that I set this up took me about 5 minutes, but once you're set up for the first time, you'll be able to access your Telegram inside of Lindy. All right, now that we have Telegram configured, we need to add a next step. So you can see below, Lindy's already anticipating that we need a next step. And what I want to choose here is enter AI agent. So this is the agent that is going to do all of the work. So I'm just going to click on that button. And now that I have a trigger and a first step. I can actually save and enable this. So I'm going to go into my rename here and just call this YouTube email agent. Okay. And then I can enable this by clicking this button, which means this is going to turn this on now. So anytime Telegram receives a message on this channel, this will get to work. So once this is enabled, it's going to start sending emails on your behalf. Now you can see the AI agent in the right-hand sidebar over here. So I'll talk about the prompt in a second. We can select our model. So it defaults to Claude 3.5 Sonnet, but 3.7 recently came out. So I'm going to use that as my model. It is going to give you the option to ask for confirmation, meaning we're going to equip this agent to send emails on your behalf, and you can decide whether the AI just does that without asking you for permission. So you would set that to never, or you can set that to always, so the AI always asks you for confirmation, or you can set it to let the AI decide. For the purposes of this video, I'm going to set this to never, so it just takes action without following up with me. And then down here, we're going to set this up as well, are the skills or the tools that we have to equip our AI agent with. Okay, so let's talk about the prompt. Okay, we want to give this agent some context and some direction. So again, I'm clicked into my agent here, and you can see the prompt box. So I have a very basic prompt on my clipboard. You can definitely get more in-depth and much more detailed. But for now, I'm just going to include this, right? So you are an email agent. Your job is to send professional emails. Once you have sent the email, reply back in the Telegram chat to let the user know you have done so. Do not send a welcome message to explain what you do. So again, this is just basic guidance here for this agent. I could give it much more context about the tools and the skills that it has access to. But again, for right now, I'm going to keep it like this. And you can always go into ChatGPT to ask for help on prompting your agent. All right, now that we have our prompt, we need to work on the skills or the tools that we're going to equip our agent to have. Now, the first thing that I'm going to use here is HubSpot. Again, the idea is I'm going to ask my agent to send an email. So in order to do that, it needs access to a contact database. So you can use really anything for your CRM. For this demo, I'm going to use HubSpot. I had ChatGPT just create a bunch of fake names and emails, so it was populated. And then for this demo, I'm going to use this Sam Altman name with an email account that I own. But I have my HubSpot set up, and then back into Lindy, we can add this as they call it a skill, but it's really a tool. So when I click back in here, and you can see under skills over here, I can click this plus button. And what Lindy is going to do is search through all of these actions that my agent is going to have access to. So I'm going to come down to HubSpot, and then I'm going to go to search contacts. All right. So I'm going to give my agent the ability to search through my HubSpot contacts so that when I send it a request, the first thing it's going to have to do is figure out, hey, what is this person's email address? Now, obviously, you'll need to connect your HubSpot account. Anytime you have a third-party account, you're going to need to connect it through Lindy as you would with any other AI agent building platform. But the next skill or tool that we want to give it is Gmail access. So obviously this is an email agent. I want to give it access to my Gmail. So I'm going to click plus over by the skills, click Gmail, and there's a lot of actions here. But actually, if we scroll down, what I want it to do is send an email. Again, you'll have to connect your Gmail account through Lindy. I will say the process is much more straightforward than I'm seeing with n8n, where you need a Google Cloud Console account and separate keys to plug in. With Lindy and Gmail, it's just using the OAuth, so it takes about 30 seconds. So once your Gmail is connected, you'll want to add this Gmail tool. And again, I'm going to select send email. The next skill that I want to add, and Lindy is anticipating this smartly under suggested skills, is I want to add this Telegram send reply skill, okay? Because once I instruct the agent to take action, I want it to come back to me in Telegram to tell me that it's done XYZ, or that, XYZ is happening. And so we need to give it the action, or the tool, or the skill rather, to send a message back in Telegram. So that's all this skill is. It's the Telegram send reply. Finally, for this build, the last skill that I'm going to give my agent is a Google document, and I'll explain why in just a second. So I'm going to click add action. I'm going to click Google Docs, and then I want this get document, which will be able to fetch the document just by the name. And let me explain. So I'm going to add that action here. So part of my flow that I'm going to demonstrate is, first, I'm just going to ask it to send an email. But after that, I'm going to also ask it to send a Google document through email. And so I've had ChatGPT create this dummy AI agent document. So I'm going to ask my agent, just using natural language, to send this as an attachment or as a link to the recipient. So that's why I want to have this Google Docs get doc action. All right, in terms of the actual build, we're pretty much done here. I told you it was very straightforward in Lindy. I just wanted to show you a settings option up here where you can provide more context for not just the agent, but the overall automation, right? In settings, you can provide context in this box up here, right? Provide background info for this Lindy to keep in mind at all times. They also have memories, which is really, really cool. They're evolving details Lindy learns and retains across threads. So the context is fixed, but the memories are kind of evolving, and you can add new memories like, I don't take meetings after 3 o'clock. And so if you ask your agent to schedule a meeting, it should not schedule it past 3 o'clock. And then you can set the default model for the entire automation back here. It has 3.5 selected, but you can overwrite this in the individual flow editor like I've done. So I just wanted to make you aware of these extra options that you can add in terms of context and memories on the back end. All right, now I think we're ready to test this agent. So I have Telegram pulled up here, and I'm going to ask it to send an email to Sam Altman, okay, asking him if he's had a chance to review the research report yet. So I'm going to send that off. And the cool thing about Lindy is you can see this all happening in the background. So if I go to tasks while that's happening, so you can see it thinking right now, I'm going to click into it, and now it's going to show everything that's happening in the background. So you can see it's received my Telegram message. Now it's going to search the contacts inside of HubSpot. It is drafting the email. Okay, so here's my from email. Here's Sam Altman's email in the to field. I can preview the email, and it's going to send a reply back to me in Telegram. So you can see everything that's happening with your agent inside this task view over here. Now, did it actually send the email? Yeah, so I'm going to refresh. So this is the email. This is Sam Altman's email account, and I just refreshed. So I'm going to click in here. Okay, research report follow-up. I didn't give it a subject. I didn't even really ask it or tell it to say anything specific. Hi, Sam. I wanted to follow up regarding the research report I shared with you previously. Have you had a chance to review it yet? I'd appreciate any feedback or thoughts you might have when you get the opportunity. So this is the email it's sent from my account to Sam Altman's email account. So it sent the email flawlessly. Now, when I hop back into Telegram, it is responding like I asked it to in Telegram, right? I've sent an email to Sam Altman asking about the research report. The email has been delivered successfully. All right, now I want to take this one step further, and I'm going to reply to this email as Sam. So let me come into Sam's inbox here, and I'm going to say, hi, Mike. Thanks for following up. Apologies, but I must have misplaced the research report. Would you mind resending, right? Best Sam. So I'm going to respond to this thread as Sam to myself or to my email. I'm going to send that off, okay? And now what we can do is we can hop back into the agent flow inside of Lindy. And it's going to take a second, but let's see if it picks this back up. All right, so it picked up that email. So it's observing the email coming in. It's watching my Gmail inbox. So it's looking at this email. Now you can see the thinking process. I need to inform the user about the email response from Sam Altman. So it's going to send this reply using the Telegram action. Now, if I go into my Telegram, I'm going to see my agent telling me that Sam has replied, he apologizes, and mentions he misplaced the research report. He's asking if you could resend it. Okay, now this is where we can test the Google Doc tool, or the Google Doc skill, as Lindy calls it, right? So again, I have this dummy AI agent document up here. I'm going to see if my agent can kind of understand and pull the document. So I'm going to ask the agent to send the Google document to Sam. And I'm going to do it just by asking for the title. Okay, so this is the document. Now, let me come back into Telegram, and I'm going to say, just talking with my agent, can you please reply to Sam and send him the Google Doc? It's called, and I'm just going to give it the title, right? This is all the context I'm going to give it. So my agent's job is to understand the email, and let's see if it can go in to Google Docs, find the correct document, send the document with a response back to Sam. So again, all we can do is come back into Lindy, go into tasks, and you can see it's thinking. So let me go into here. All right, so this is my message, right? And now it's thinking, I'll help you reply. First, I need to retrieve the document. So now it's using that Google Doc Get Doc tool that it has access to. It's found the correct name. Okay, now I'll send an email with Sam with the Google Doc information. So here is the Gmail that it's sending. It looks like it's going to summarize it for us and send us a confirmation in Telegram. So let me go back to Sam's email. All right, the only thing, so it did send it as a new email. That's probably my fault on the configuration, but it's sending a response back to Sam. No problem at all. I'm attaching the research report titled blah, 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 blah. You can access it directly through this Google Doc link. Now let's see if this link works. Opened up the link, and it's the exact correct document, okay? The impact of agents in 2025. And not only that, it's summarizing the Google Doc with 4 bullets. I didn't even ask it to do that. The report covers several key areas, including agents, healthcare, education, ethical implications. Please let me know if you have any questions or thoughts after reviewing it. So it followed my instruction, sent an email, found the Google Doc, attached the Google Doc as a link, and summarized the Google Doc as well. Now, let me just go back into Telegram, okay? And you can see I've replied to Sam and sent him the Google Doc with the link. I also included a brief summary of the key areas covered in the report. So that is my true no-code email AI agent builder with Lindy. I find this much more user-friendly than something like n8n. There is no vector databases, no Pinecone, no RAG, no Google Cloud Console. You saw how simple that build was, and you saw how intelligent that agent is once we equip it with the right tool. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you want to see next in the comments below. And if you did like the video, give me a like and a follow on the channel.